we're just sitting there and we get told, and it's like, oh, what such a big thing.
Everything has been a mind-blowing experience.
I just like found out at the time that my missus was pregnant at the time.
I'm always trying to enjoy it as much as I can, enjoy my journey with Mark, and see where we land.
Welcome back to Grapple Theory. Thanks so much for joining us once again. And we got not one, but two guests here on the show this week. We're joined by arguably one of the hottest young tag teams in the world right now, Mark Trew, Kieron Lacey. Thank you guys so much for being here today. How are you doing?
We're doing great as always, and we're just happy that we're not joined in the call by a bloody mug. Don't you think that, Kieron?
That's correct. I'm rubbing my hands like the Bryant Muppets. Did you notice?
Oh, the Bryant Muppets, and they will keep mugging Kieron off for his choice of t-shirts, but his choice of t-shirts rather gorgeous. Look at that camper van, Volkswagen. We love them.
It is a lovely one. It is a lovely one. I was gonna say, you guys have a bit of beef with them, don't you? There's a little bit of beef there. Like, Kieron, let's start with you. Like as you brought it up early doors, I was gonna ask you about it later, but like, what's kicked that off? Why is there this beef between you guys and the Bryants?
They're just always there, mate. Everywhere we go, they're there. They're here. There's too many of them too, and then their families there. You see them all the time with their little muggy faces. And look, they in a soul with dead shit. I don't mind Xander. He was nice about my top. I'll let him off. But the others, Muppets.
I was gonna say, like, we had Nino and Xander on the podcast before, and they clearly have very different styles. So it doesn't surprise me that like Xander's the one that respected your shirt and Nino didn't so much, because like, yeah,
Xander understands.
Have you ever thought about bringing him in, like bringing him over from, you know, like making him turn his back on his brothers?
So we have to have a Muppet on our team. Do you think that? All because we're saying he's the coolest Bryant doesn't mean we want him.
But you could turn him into, if you will, a Bryant with attitude.
A Bryant with attitude. How dare you bring up our name like that? How dare you bring up the dead name? Bryant with attitude. That's already Leland. You should see Leland, the little veteran of the game. Mark is a little veteran.
He is. But I like it. I think it's enjoyable that you guys have this rivalry. I think it's good because, again, like as much as you got this beef with them, they're another great young tag team, and it feels like you two that are like, it feels like you're battling it out for that role. It feels like you're battling it out for that title of like who's the best next up and coming tag team.
Next up and coming, me and Kieron have been doing this for years as tagging. We've been tagging for years, and the Bryants just want to spawn in out of nowhere, duplicate out of nowhere, and try and take our role as the best up and coming tag team. Look at us. Look what we're achieving. You guys have been seeing us all on social media. Look what we're achieving, and look what they're achieving. Nothing as a tag team.
I was going to say, you got to be careful saying that though, because otherwise, again, Kieron, they'll be following you out to Japan soon. They'll be not.
Let's not say silly things. I don't need to say silly things.
Going off to Japan, how dare they?
You'll be on the plane. You'll hear these voices behind you. They'll just be sat there. You'll be like, what the fuck?
That does sound like a Brian thing to do.
Just completely, yeah. I think it'd be great.
All we're hearing is friction of hands.
That's all it is. That's where all the heat comes from as well. That's where all the heat
Smart pound words. I like it.
No, I love it. And like, again, that stuff is fantastic. Again, everything I think you guys have been doing the last couple of years has been absolutely incredible. I mean, before all the Bryant slander, we normally start all our chats by going into your last sort of 12 months. And it's nice because it's in January now. So we're 12 months removed from the start of 2024. Mark, I'll come to you first, but like, in terms of 2024 as a year for Trew and Lacey, how would you describe it? Because it feels like from here, it feels like you guys really took a huge step this year. It feels like you really took not just one step on that, like a few steps on that ladder to really get into the top.
Yeah, I feel like it's just exponential growth as a tag team in general. Me and Kieron have been tagging for a long time, and especially like we just started properly tagging before COVID, and then COVID hit, and he moved in with me during COVID. So we got to like not only get to know each other as wrestling tag team, we got to know each other on a deeper level. So, and we've known each other for like, I don't even know how many years, and I don't even want to start counting. But we're
been
six, seven, and but the entire time we've always like ever since the first day we've kind of like had a decent friendship, so to speak, and it's just grown since. And So I felt like that's helped with our growth because when people see us, it's not just, we're not a character at all, really. You see Trew and Lacey and you see two perfect men who are surrounded by mugs, you know what I'm saying? And we're just, and I feel like the crowd and the wrestling scene of getting to see how gorgeous of men that we are and how perfect we are compared to all the mugs and all the other muggy tag teams that kind of exist, like the Bryants, like the Sunshine Machines, like draw any other tag team that exists. I don't even care about any other.
I was going to say, Kieran, I was going to say for you guys, again, in terms of 2024 as a year, like, it feels like so much happened that, like, again, you took these steps on the ladder to get to where you are now. Like, did it feel like that for you guys in the moment? Like, can you really take it in that moment? Or is it sort of just a bit of like a whirlwind while it's happening?
Yeah, most definitely. I think it's still now, it blows my mind. It's like, if you look for our career, we started at WrestleForce, still are at WrestleForce as often as we can be. But it was like WrestleForce, which isn't a problem whatsoever. We absolutely loved doing it. We loved getting the reps in. We was learning our craft. We was getting better. Mark was getting better. I was improving. We was learning, what to wear, what not to wear, what to do, and all that stuff. So we was doing all of that, but we wasn't really a tag team or even individual wrestlers really that were doing like multiple things in loads of other companies. We were playing around here and there, but not really. You didn't see as much unless it was WrestleForce. But then all of a sudden, the RevPros, the Progresses just came out of nowhere. It was like, wow, this is awesome. Like, let's see where this goes. We'll keep grinding, keep grafting, see where we end up. DINER's Who's Who Nice. That'd be pretty cool if we can do one of their bigger shows, but maybe in a year's time or something. Then Crystal Palace came. Well, oh damn, okay, fair enough, that's cool. And it just kept growing. Everything blew our minds. We did Progress. Got an email about the Noah stuff when they came over here, and we were like, okay, we'll sign it, but probably won't hear anything from it. Then it did come about. We're like, okay, wow, that's a thing. Well, maybe it could lead to Japan. Maybe it could lead to Noah. But again, unlikely. You got other people on that card that were super talented and are super talented and probably will find their way somewhere in Japan at some point or a big company. But it was like we weren't expecting it to necessarily be us. Just maybe. So to see it always it blows my mind. Maybe Mark's got a different perspective. But for me, everything's been just mind blowing. But what a journey, and I've loved every second of it. I still am enjoying it, and it's still going to grow, and we keep going. I've always said if my career was to end tomorrow, again, it would be completely if I got injured or something. But if it was to end tomorrow, I would be very proud from where I've come. I'd be very happy with the memories I've made and the friends I've made. At the same time, I'll be very upset because I want to still see where this roller coaster takes us. Right?
Absolutely. I was going to say, like, for you guys, you mentioned Noah there, obviously, like, you clearly you made an impact on the tour when they came over here, because now you're going out there. Like, I mean, talk to me about Mark come to you again. Like, what was that like? Was it like email, like cool? Like, what was that message like? Being like, hey, we want you to come out.
So when we were actually at a show and we had just finished a show and we went to a diner, actually, like an American style diner, and we were sitting there and like just talking, and then the person that we're in contact with messaged Kieran, because Kieran is better with messages than I am, because I just don't get back to people quick enough. I'm too busy doing other things, like not mug things. Kieran kind of has to like cope. But no, we read the message and we're like and said just in a group, because it's me, Kieran, and our accomplice, my sister. We're just sitting there and we get told, and it's like, oh, what such a big thing. And I just like found out at the time that my missus was pregnant at the time. So it was like, as much as I'm like, fuck, this is awesome, I'm also like, damn, my missus, I don't know what I can do. But I've talked to my missus about it, and she said, no, go ahead. Opportunities are opportunities. So here I am, and here we are.
Money, baby. Money's money.
And I love that. And again, like, obviously, like, mentioned it before we started recording, but like, congrats to you, Mark. Like, that's incredible. Like, it's amazing.
I appreciate it. I've actually given birth to an actual cool person, not a Muppet or a mug or anything.
Mark was the one that physically gave birth. That sentence.
I gave birth. Yes, I did. Do you know what? I'm going to stop the joke there before I get too carried away.
I was going to say, we could make a lot of comparisons, can we, in terms of that and like what it's like actually bumping in the ring, like in terms of the pain, but like, no.
I was there for the whole experience. I felt like I was going through it.
And you did help give birth to it, and that's incredible. It's like, it's amazing. And again, like for your partner to be like so supportive and like even during all that happening, still being like, no, go do this. Because
it was actually, baby was due to come while I was in Japan. It's just due to complications of pregnancy that baby had to come earlier.
Right.
That baby came earlier because that was the whole thing. I was finding it difficult. Not only the fact of I weren't going to be there, I had to find somebody that not only did I trust, that my missus trust also to be there. But due to complications of pregnancy, I don't really want to share with the Muppets around the world that they are. That the baby had to come early, so baby came early. So great, I got to spend time with baby earlier, and I still do. But there was complications at the time that of baby coming out that we had to stay in hospital for a little bit longer for, which is what it is. But baby's healthy, baby's fine, growing, and you'll be seeing him in a ring like in a few years' time.
Yeah, I was gonna say as well. I didn't know if it was too early to say. Now you've got your third right now to take on the Bryants now.
Yeah, we've got a third. Yeah,
It's brilliant. No, it's brilliant, mate. And
throw him into head scissors.
would be incredible. I love that for you guys, mate. I really do. And like, again, being able to go out to Japan, like that's something, again, it's on like every wrestler's bucket list, right? At some point, like be able to do that. And like, again, Kieron, like for yourself as well, like both you guys getting that message, that must be a real like holy shit moment.
Yeah, as I said earlier, everything is been a mind-blowing experience. It's like, okay, we're doing this. That's cool. This is fun. My perspective has always been like, I've never wanted to be, oh, I'm going to be at Progress. I'm going to be at RevPro, and I'm going to get signed. And I was always like, let me be realistic. There's only so many wrestlers because there's so many talented people. There's only so many people that can get a contract. There's only so many people that can go so far. So I was always like, I'm going to enjoy training. Probably would never do a show. Then I did a show. I was like, that's fun, but that'd probably be that. And it's all just grown. And obviously, then me and Mark started to tag up. And then after lockdown, really, just sort of shut up a little bit. And then, maybe a couple of years after that, a year or so after that, just an absolute boom when RevPro.
I was thinking it starts 2 years ago, roughly. It's the start of our exponential growth. Like, we saw it, we got offered the RevPro, and then we're like, oh, it would be cool to do Progress in the same year. And that's when we got unboxing. And it was like, oh, okay, cool, awesome. We've done the two big things. And like, it's like climbing a ladder. We think we're at the final rung of the ladder, and we look up, actually, no, there's more steps. And then it's like this year, at the end of this year, we were like, oh, there's a few more, like, we're like, oh, we're getting to the top. And then it's like, oh, we're like, obviously now the announcement of Noah, we're like, there's more rungs to climb. And then obviously just due to the excitement of Noah, we don't know what's coming after that. So we're hoping, and not even just hoping, we're looking forward and enjoying this run that we're on. But everybody hopes that it keeps going, you know?
Of course. I mean, I still have the same perspective as before. I'm going to go to Japan. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to have a load of more great memories. But I feel like if you go into the mindset of like, oh yeah, I know this is going to happen, or oh, it could lead to this, you get your hopes up. So if it doesn't happen, you can fall into that little bit of a hole you don't want to be in. So I'm always trying to enjoy it as much as I can, enjoy my journey with Mark, and see where we land. Again, I'm super excited. I can't wait to be out there. Can't wait to do it. Let's see how it goes. And then, yeah, let's just see where it ends up. Maybe that ladder does end up getting some more on it and we climb a little bit higher, but
absolutely
it does
now.
For a few years.
I have no doubt in my mind that is what's going to happen. Like, you guys have been absolutely tearing it up. Like, honestly believe sky's the limit for both of you. Like, it feels like you're on such momentum at the minute as well. But like, yeah, like I can't see it going any other way, to be honest. Like, I think you guys are smashing it right now. Like, absolutely smashing it.
And appreciate it.
I wanted to ask as well, like, in terms about, like, again, we sort of alluded to the former name a little bit ago. But like, I want to ask if like that changed, because again, like, when you have a name like TWA, like, eventually that name did have to come to an end, right? But like, with the change in name, did you feel like a change in yourselves, like in the way you like maybe like not approach wrestling, but like in your attitude, as it were, like in your personas, in the way you like really like felt in the ring?
No, I don't really feel like I felt anything. Like, stereotypically, but we might have, like, do you know, like your brain cognitively changes, but you don't feel it. So that might have happened.
I don't know what the changing point for me was personally, like the big, like, ooh, the gears have changed, and I felt that jolt, because we had no, we didn't even know it was Super Friends. That was it. So Ollie Peace gave us the Super Friends name when we first started tagging. So we just went with it because obviously we're young, just like cool, whatever. We know we want to change it. It's not really what we want to be called. So we run with that for a little bit, and then it was one of the first few shows we'd have done outside of WrestleForce.
It's EWE.
EWE, and they were like, "What's your name?" And we're like, "Good point. What is our name?" So we were going through all these things, and I'm thinking, and of course, what you do, as Mark said, you start saying things that already exist. I was like, "Young Guns." I was like, "That feels familiar." They were like, "Okay, that exists. Can't do that. We don't want to do that. Don't want to piss them off anymore as we already have."
And then you remember that Bryant's, right? That's what you were going to be called.
Of course, yeah, the Bryants was one that flew in straight away. The Flying Bryant Brothers is what we thought. That came later on. Then I just said maybe TWA. That's how we got that. Then when we went to RevPro, Andy was like, "No, we're gonna get some adult names, I think." But we had nothing in particular, so we went with Trew and Lacey. We're like, "Yeah, cool, use that as a temporary name, see if we come up with something." But it just ended up being like, actually, we kind of like it. And when we was at, I think it would be York Hall, wasn't it? The Rumble.
Yeah.
When we did our elimination together, and it blew up again. Yeah, some might say we're mugs at these places. Some might say, I don't think so, but some might say. But the crowd's reaction to us, like actually chanting our name and hearing Trew and Lacey, and a lot of people doing it, was something that I wasn't expecting to have that reaction. You can probably watch it back. It's not. I'm not acting in any way. I am quite like, oh, okay, all right, they're Wolverts here. They're on our side. But the turning point for me was the first 229 we did. We were obviously doing some sort of role, playing something that we thought was right. And after the show, when we spoke to Andy, he was like, "This is how I see you guys," and I think you guys sort of know that that's what you are. You just, no one's fed you that food yet to be like, do it. So it was like, oh, okay, that's what you want, and that's what we should be. And then we started going, right, how do we play with that idea then to be these guys that he had in mind, or how to get it out of us more, because we were sort of doing it. So when he had that conversation with us, that very much helped us go, okay, now we're getting what direction we need to go in and what we are. Now we really need to, put the puzzle pieces down and get cooking. And I think we have. Of course, in 2 years' time, let's have this chat again. We'll probably go, oh, what was he talking about?
No, I look forward to that. I look forward to seeing what the future holds for you guys, and getting and like having this conversation in the future and seeing where you are at that point. I mean, like, again, going back to like the Noah stuff, like when you were doing the shows, the UK shows with Progress when they were over here, were you chatting with anyone like from Noah at that time who was giving you feedback of like what you've done in on those shows and something like that?
Well, we tried to, but then every time we told them, they were like, "Good job," and they're really busy. They're organising, like, not just the tour that they're on. They're most probably thinking about the tour they're next going to do, or especially the people that are running the show, and those are the people that we go to, right? Or just the workers that are on the show too. They're all thinking about their opportunities and their exponential growth and their opportunities that they're getting in that current moment in time, just as much as we are. So we go over them and ask, they're like, "No, that was a good match, really good," or like, "I'm happy with that. You guys felt the way you felt," and stuff like that. Just keep going, keep growing. And doing what you do. Or like,
the wrestlers, weren't it? The people we worked was the main people. We were like, "Are you happy?" Anything. But they all seemed very excited. They all seemed happy. No one, like, was terrible. Well, we don't really want to talk to you. Like, everyone was very, very lovely that was there. Everyone we did talk to said, "Oh, you did well." Even Progress management were like, "Oh, you guys improved massively since I started with you. I've seen you." So we see the reaction all in all. But as Mark said, for the most part, we were very busy, so it wasn't the easiest to sort of talk for advice and things like that.
No, sure, I get that. What I was more sort of like getting to, just to know from my perspective, is like there wasn't any like solid indication from that tour that you'd be getting this next opportunity with them. There wasn't like any solid like, this is definitely going to happen.
no one got solid, even if they were interested, and it looked like they were interested throughout the tour. No one got solid information. No one got solid confirmation.
No, sure.
Because why would they do that? You know what I mean? Why would they show interest in someone just to then not do it? You know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was going to say as well, like, not in terms of those guys at Noah, but in terms of like again, the guys you wrestle for regularly out, like you say, Wrestle Force, but also like for Andy at RevPro and Liam, the guys at Progress, like when you're getting that feedback from them that they can see that improvement in you, like how much does that mean in terms of like, again, like, you're going somewhere because these guys who see you wrestle week in, week out are noticing the difference?
I just see it as more as a it's more as an accomplishment. Like, oh, we're actually like doing our job of being wrestlers, you know, like, and it's like, oh, okay, we're happy, we're doing we're doing that with what we've been asked to do, we're doing what we need to do. We just, to be completely honest, like as Kieron said, we just enjoy it in the moment as we can, but we just want to keep going. We just want to keep growing. They're like, the bus don't stop it until it's its final stop. So the bus don't terminate till it's at its final stop. So we're just waiting till that day. So we're just going to keep going until our bus gives out or we stop at the time that we need to stop at. So.
No, I love it. I love it. And like, again, like, I'll come to you next for the next one, but like you guys mentioned as well, like in terms of that sort of like maybe like slight gear shift that came with the name change, or whether it was like the change of gear or whatever. But like, again, I think, like you mentioned, I feel like Trew and Lacey is a great name for you guys because like Mark said earlier, it's like, you are just you guys, you know what I mean? Like, that's just who you are in the ring. And that really comes across. But like, it feels like, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like you guys have come into this from when you started as well with like a little chip on your shoulder. Like that's something to prove, that want to prove, not prove people wrong, but that want to prove we're the guys. Like, I'm just wondering, where does like that come from?
I think we've just always very much been fired up I'll put, honestly, our opinion on how wrestling should be or how we do our work. I have to give like massive credit to Ollie. He's always been a phenomenal mentor in terms of telling me and Mark the attitude that he believes you should have as a wrestler and what he thinks you should have attitude-wise in ring and the way you should see a show and how you should build yourself up because of that. I've just always been hungry. We enjoy it. We have fun. I think the fact that we've never, both of us, we're not one of these people, as I said, in our minds, like, we've got to be here. We've got to be there. If we're not here next year, then we must be terrible or what is going on and being sad about it. So no, we're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep enjoying the ride. I think because of that, obviously people can see that you're putting in the work and you keep getting better. And that it's not, and you're not being one of these annoying people moaning about how you're not here, not there. So it's like, okay, just keep grinding. And then when you do get these opportunities, it's not just like, oh God, I said I needed it in the end of the year. It's like, oh crap, fuck, that's it's there, and we're going to be doing it. That's what I would say.
No, I love it. I love it. Mark, what about yourself? Anything to add on that in terms of just like where that sort of like, not that chip on your shoulder necessarily to have, but the chip on the shoulder that it looks like you have in the ring, where it comes from?
I've got a chip on my shoulder, but which is no.
So no, we've always had this like Kieron. Like, if you saw Kieron when he first came to training to Kieron Lacey that you see now, two completely different people, mentality and physically. Kieron's mentality, he's always had to go. As much as he said he just lives for the ride. Nah, look, like, you see the difference. Kieron's not just like, he ain't always been in good shape. He's a fucking like. He went from a fat teenager that just played video games in his room to the most marvelous, gorgeous man that sees all the Muppets and the mugs in the world. You know what I mean? Compared to, and same here. I've always had the competitive side in me anyway. Having older brothers and older siblings kind of help with that. But I've always had that aggression to succeed and stuff and move towards things. So I'm just trying my best to go through that and keep pushing through it and just grow, because growing's the best thing. Like, from seeing Kieron back then to now is like, just as a friend, and I consider Kieron a brother, as a brother perspective, just seeing him be him is a great perspective.
Well, we started the chat with a lot of bad mouthing of the Bryants.
Yeah.
And I know you guys love to bad talk them, all the mugs in wrestling. So
All of them, every single one of them.
Exactly. So I think you'll like this feature that we got here. This is our first little fun feature we got on the show. This is called Dishing the Dirt.
Oh.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some questions, and I want you to let me know which members of the locker room, wherever you've been, like, you know, in Progress, at RevPro, at Wrestle Force, wherever you've been, I want you to let me know who comes to mind for each one. So I'll come to each individually so you don't overlap, like, sort of like talk over each other or anything. But like, the first one is who's always running late? Who's always running late for shows? Kieron, let's go you first.
Oh, well, for me, again, I'm going to have to go off of what I see the most. Callum Beck for WrestleForce for sure. He tends to be running late.
Yeah.
And then for the RevPro progress and that sort of stuff, I suppose Connor Mills, he tends to rock up when he fancies last minute, plan the match, go out, do his thing.
Yeah, Mark, what do you think? Because we have Connor a lot, actually. Connor's a very popular answer. So clearly it's true.
Oh, Trew, Mark Trew. No, for WrestleForce, for the smaller shows, Kieron Lacey kind of has a tendency to be a little bit late.
Come on, son. Let's be silly now. Let's
Adding up, I'm adding up overall time that Callum Beck's been here, like, and compared to your time, like, compared to the multiple conversations we've had about getting to a show and sorting stuff out. But then you've got to agree with Kieron Lacey with the Connor Mills, but it's because he's a very busy person. You see him double booked a lot. So when we get into the bigger shows, he's working somewhere else, or he's just flown back from like Spain or something from the SAJ company to then come straight to RevPro or something. Like it happens, but yeah, not.
Yeah, it's not like any of these people cause any issues or annoy. Just you ask the question. That's what comes to mind. I can't. Yeah.
No, that's fine. I get that. Yeah, like, again, we always say with this, it's like we're not getting people in trouble, and it's just like it doesn't mean they're late. It just means they're the later one. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't mean
we're getting them in trouble. We're getting us in trouble. We're gonna call up the wrestling committees
To the bus, your mug. What are you on about?
Yeah, because how dare you use that word against me, sir? We're gonna have our own private meeting after this, mate.
That's blasphemy. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Ever watch us in the ring? I'm pretty sure we call each other when it gets a bit heated in that ring and we get a bit stressed out, thinking we might lose or I need Mark to sort of zone in a little bit because he gets a bit haywire on the occasion. You probably hear us throwing the mug word at each other quite on the occasion.
It's been heard. It's been heard once or twice. It's been heard once or twice. The next one I always say is probably like best said for the people, whoever you like carpool with, if you carpool to shows and stuff, because it's who has the worst music taste.
Oh, Callum Beck.
Again,
it's disgusting. And then you try and show him a song that everybody knows and he just doesn't know it. He is like the carpool mug. He's the worst. He can't drive either.
Carpool mug, that's incredible.
He is the carpool mug. Like until I find somebody else. Oliver Peace is just as bad.
Oh God, yeah, no, he might take it actually. Yeah, I think he's right.
I've almost died less times in the car than Callum Beck. And Callum Beck's barely been doing this.
I think carpool mug is a great shirt though. That's good merch.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yes.
Ollie's got this weird, like, let's just say a random song he'll put on and he'll be like, oh, do you know this one? And I'll be like, no, I'm bad with music, by the way. I don't know like anything. And he'll be like, oh yeah, it's from the 2004 Pizza Hut advert when the lady walks through the door. This is when the music plays. I'm like, why do you know this information? And why is that why you listen to this song? He's a very random guy.
That's a random way to pick what you listen to.
Yeah, but Cam's not good too.
Both and that.
I feel like we need to make a mini game up just to decide who's worse out of them two, because it's hard. It's hard.
Next time you're in the car with either, like, do a little record of what they're listening to and like put it on like X or Insta or whatever. Get people to vote on it. Like, whose is worse?
It's so sick, lyric.
See what that's your next thing after Noah. That's it. It's carpool karaoke with Trew and Lacey.
Oh yeah, with his mug every word.
Maybe like literally, the person who's trying to sing, you're just there calling them a mug the whole.
Well, if we're being completely honest, when we're having these car journeys, it's typically beans that we sing about. We have a crazy time. We do love beans. Like
We love beans.
Eight beans, right?
Any bean.
Any bean.
The behind beans, but yeah, we play around with other beans. You know how it is.
What's your favorite bean?
This is new stuff coming out. Just the whole love of this is gonna be the whole rest of the podcast. It's just the love of bean.
What's your favorite bean?
My favorite bean is
a kidney bean, Kieron. I think you asked kidney bean.
It's definitely not a kidney bean. It's definitely not a kidney bean. I was like, when I was a kid, I used to pick the kidney beans out of my chili. Like, none. It's Beans. It's pretty like good sized white beans. Are they like haricot or something like that?
The white bean, yeah, I know about.
Yeah.
Those ones in like.
You need to say jelly, Kieran. My favourite beans are jelly.
A controversial opinion. I don't like jelly beans at all.
I say texture.
Yeah, certainly. Like can't do the texture. They're like really weird. That's only Ben. No, I can't do it. I can't be doing it. But this is it. This is all the chat now. It's just beans. Top 5 Mount Rushmore of beans.
I love a good coffee bean.
Oh, there's a coffee bean count as a bean.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I don't think was a coffee bean. Coffee's like quite a
No, bean's a bean. Come on now.
I don't think coffee's a bean.
Of course it is. It's a coffee bean.
No, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
Oh, you don't consider it a bit. You're telling the bean connoisseurs that.
It's all right. I'm out of order. I'm out of.
You cross over into mug territory if you didn't.
Kieran, he's getting close. That's right.
I appreciate you being here though. If I start towing the line, you've got to let me know. Like if I start getting close to the line, you've got to let me know.
I'll flame you. I'll flame you if you dig.
All right, if I'm getting close to the line, flame me. And I don't know if it's
To accept.
I don't want to fully cross the line. That's the thing. I don't want to fully cross the line.
To mug court, Kieran.
Oh.
I tell you, that's another. You're coming up with just all the best show ideas here. That's a great one.
I'm creative.
Yeah, I love it.
I ain't got the energy to commit to it because the tism runs wild.
I tell you what though, this next question on the Dish in the Dirt, this is ultimately, I think, to be honest, a question of who is the biggest mug in wrestling, because it's a key question. I think it's my favorite question on the list. Who in the locker room would you? Let's start with you, Mark. Who in the locker room would you absolutely, under no circumstances, let a family member date?
Let them date.
Yeah, so like a family member walks in with like one of the locker room on their arm, and you're like, fuck no, this is not happening.
Oh, wouldn't.
Would you not let them date?
Trew and Lacey right now. There, say it.
Me. Dude. So I pick a wrestler and I got to pick a family member.
No, not a family member. Just like any wrestler, you wouldn't let a family member date.
Oh, I can't say, Kieran, I can't say you because we know why. And oh, fuck.
Who would have a lot of questions, to be honest?
Yeah, because I don't really give a flying. I don't really give a shit.
There's no one. Like a family member walks in with Nino Bryan.
I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think of some scummy person that I wouldn't want to. No one's scummy.
I feel like the ones I would pick would probably be best to keep to myself, I think.
But that's the thing. I was gonna say, so you'd be chill with it if, like, again, like family member walks in and like be like, oh, I've got a new partner, and then Nino Bryan walks in the door. You'd be cool with that.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Like Nino Bryant might be a cool guy outside. Like you never know.
I mean,
He's in ring, but in ring deep.
His chops kind of suck, but otherwise, the fact that he likes "Call Me Maybe" over every Katy Perry song's mental. He prefers Carly Rae Jepsen's "Call Me Maybe" over a lot of Katy Perry songs. How dare he?
that is quite, yeah.
Is that not all the Bryants?
Yeah, but they're all like, okay. Leland Bryant said he preferred Taylor Swift's concert over All In. So I'm gonna say Leland Bryant. I'm gonna say Leland Bryant for that accusation. He doesn't like wrestling. He's doing it for a hobby. He's doing it for fun. The bastard.
But yeah, to be fair, for that exact reason, I think that's a fair enough answer to the question.
Bryant mugs have forced him to do this. He doesn't want to be there. He's better than them. He can do better things.
Even become like a Taylor backup dancer or something. That'll be it. And that'll be the dream. That's it. Then you'll be like, what?
It's just Bryant slander now. This whole thing's just
It's your Camper Van t-shirt, and that's when I had enough.
That is true. Now extremely angry again. I remember why we're here.
To be honest, I was going to say the next one could be Brian's. They all could be. This one I don't think will be, because this one I think.
Answer.
Oh, Kieran didn't answer.
I told you, man. I don't know what to say, and I feel like the ones I would say I should probably just keep to myself. I don't.
That's fair. Got a couple of people watch. But I think the Leland answer is enough. I think the fact that you've defeated preferring Taylor Swift over All In is unforgivable, to be honest.
How dare he? How dare he?
Ridiculous. But the next one I think will be like, I don't think it will be the Bryants. I think there's people actually, because you mentioned it, this could be a bit of payback. Actually, it might be a Bryant because it's outside the ring, right, in their regular street gear. Who dresses the worst?
Oh, let me think.
Anyone come to mind for you first, Kieron?
Yeah, I mean, Ollie Peace can wear some pretty wild stuff. They all come in with some random shoes that he's never had before. They got like zebra. Like, there was ones with like zebra patterns on it or something. Wasn't there?
Yep. It's crazy. Ollie like randomly like come in like wearing like a full nice tracksuit, but he's wearing like fucking steel toe cap boots with him for some random reason. Like that he found from like Tesco's or something, like some random, not even a proper. It's not like a DeWalt steel toe cap boots. This is some random toe cap boots that he's got.
That's bad. Yeah, you just can't coordinate the styles.
Well, yes.
But Frank's in weird weathers, but that's not bad. They wear Crocs in weird weathers. No.
In winter, that's weird. I think in winter, that's odd.
Yeah, Nino's actually got fluffy ones now, so I'll leave him alone.
I can't really think of anyone that I look at and think, what are you wearing? Or anyone that I look at myself. I've got it. Recently, Jordan Saeed's clothing is just being
you're
on another level.
Jordan Saeed needs to like retire. He needs to get a fashion designer.
I was gonna say he's gone from like he used to be, didn't he? He used to be like the sort of like the Hawaiian shirts and like the shorts, and now it's just all pink. Now he's just all pink.
That's fine. He used to be suited and booted, like seriously, and now he's a muppet. Yeah.
Now he's a cuck, isn't he? Apparently.
Oh, that's shit. That too.
That's what he's self-proclaimed. He's got the chair and everything. He's absolutely. Easy. I'm so well. I mean, again, you won't be surprised to know that when it comes to the worst dress, Jordan is the answer we've had more than anyone else. Like,
oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone says Jordan. Everyone says.
I would say the rap master, but I feel like Jordan beats him.
Oh, Jordan definitely came to mind.
Not too dissimilar though. They're not too dissimilar.
That's a tag team. If there's a tag team that I can make in the British wrestling, it's the Rap Master and Jordan Saeed.
Oh, that would be a mental tag team.
I'll tap out as soon as the bell rings.
I was gonna say that's a match perfect for Dave Francisco and Purpose. If you guys are watching, like that's a match made for Purpose Wrestling. Is Trew and Lacey versus Jordan Saeed and the Rap Master.
Yeah, that is a.
We need it.
I will hand over the win to him, just to let you know. I'm not getting hurt. I can't.
No, you can't risk it. You can't risk it.
My brain would melt. My brain would melt before we even get it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'll tap out as soon as possible because I'm not getting a rap dropped on me on their entrance. What do you mean?
Yeah. No, just enter the ring and exit. Be like, no, not having it. No.
Count me out.
I get it. The next one though, the next one's actually on the nicer side of that, and I'm intrigued by what you're gonna say to this. So you guys are booked on a show, you get to the show, and you've forgotten your gear. Disaster.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
Well, in that case, Mark, if you're familiar with the experience, then you know, like you've got to go backstage, you've got to go to the locker room, and you guys have got to borrow someone's gear. But we're talking one size fits all. You can pick whoever you want, male, female, other like everyone.
I just get to wear their gear.
Whose gear you want, and it will fit you like magically. So like, whose gear do you look at, and you're like, I could pull that off.
Oh, that's actually so fun. I like that idea.
I have to think. There's so many people that have such good gear.
Yeah. Oh, Leon Slater. Do I look banging in it as well, or do I just look like me?
You look like you in that person's gear, but whether you look banging is up to you, right? You know, that's it.
But then you'd be mate. You'll be in my. I thought the same person in my head, but I also thought like.
I look like an idiot. I look like a splash. But nah, whose gear? No, because Leon Slater is one of them. Like he looks awesome, but I think it's just his aura that he has with him. Yep.
Like another out there. What about like who you guys been up against recently? What about like someone like a Sapphire Reed, like the 2-piece sort of?
I'll rock that.
Yeah, Mark would rock that. I tell you what, I really liked Michael Oku's was it like a pink or at York and black gear? That I really liked that, and I've always said that like pink is something we've thought about playing with at one
You've
point.
got to don the kick pads though. You've got to re-don the kick pads and knee pads.
Here, true.
Yeah, you got to wear the whole shebang. It kind of
Instead of a half crab, I'd have like half a bean or something. But half bean.
half.
That's just one that's come to mind. Like I remember being back seeing that food like that.
Yes. Oh, mate. You guys are coming up with like that's another sick merch. It'd be the most confusing merch, but it'd be a great merch.
We didn't know if the wrestling world was ready for this side of us. It's bad.
This is the birth of it here. This is it. Like this is
Oh no, I don't think so because you.
beans with attitude. Come on.
Oh, we get custom logos for like do you know bean cans? It's like Heinz beans, but it just has mugs in it and there's a picture of our faces.
We will question a lot how we have ever made it even this far in wrestling. When we have these conversations, we think, why are we here? But then sometimes we're backstage and we hear other people talk. Well, okay, we actually fit in here.
Right, exactly. Why wouldn't you be? Like everyone's got their weird. I don't know if anyone else's weird thing is beans, but everyone's got their weird things, right? Like everyone's got their like the stuff that they know, and like
These ain't as bad as just some of the things like.
beans. Definitely worse things.
No, people don't like beans, and I bet you Bryants don't like beans. You know.
No, the Bryants actually don't like beans. You know, that's a fact. That's a fact.
How dare that? See, this is why we have beef with them. You see what I mean?
I think it's justified. Like beans are pretty elite. The food group.
Famed on, you're not getting famed.
No, but
Mug court, you're winning mug court. You're winning us over.
yes, all right, that's all right. That's all I ever wanted. That is it.
We have the jury sitting here. They decide at the end of the podcast. They decide
if you're gonna do guilty or not guilty. I love it. Okay, all right. Well, I've lost where we are. Oh, actually, the next one's a good one as well. The next one, I'm intrigued at what you're going to say. Like, okay, who would throw the best party in the locker room? Who would throw the party that Trew and Lacey need to be at?
Oh, no one. We're not party people.
Well, Mark might be able to answer. Not so much. Mark sort of growing out of it a little bit, but Mark.
I've retired. I'm a retired party guy.
I've never been a party. Like literally, I always say I got a boring life. I literally go to work, go to the gym, repeat basically, and wrestle on the weekends. I don't. I've never gone to I've never been to a club, for example. Never ever stepped foot into a club. I don't like. After a show, I've been to like the Weatherspoons and the pubs and that. Hang out a little bit, but in terms of parties, really not my thing. I don't like alcohol. I really don't like drinking it. It's not really my thing, not my vibe. Like we do this all the time. I prefer just when we come back to mine or something like that, and we just put the TV on, watch whatever's on, wrestling or whatever we fancy, and get some food and stuff like that, and just chill out a bit or play games. Got some games that we play sometimes. But it's kind of party and not for me. What about you, Mark? Let's go back to your party aura. Let's go back there.
Bro, party Mark was wild, you know. Clubbing and stuff. Like he didn't care.
Whose party would Party Mark go to?
Whose party would Mark? Whose party is a Mark's party?
Would it have been like a Session Moth party, or would it have been like?
I've never met Session Moth. I don't think. I might have seen her and said hello, but I've never had a proper conversation.
We've been on shows with her. We have definitely met her and said hi, but no, we've never.
Yeah, we just conversations. We get along with people. We talk to people, but when it gets to like match planning and stuff, we kind of just go off in our little bubble and like plan the match, and then kind of stay close to our opponents.
Sure. No, I get that.
But otherwise, I don't know. I don't even like the idea of like going to a party and that anymore. I try and avoid it. Like, all the kids I feel like would have a good party.
Yeah.
I'd go to Connor Mills.
I'll die, I reckon. I can. I'll tell you what. Fun story. Because I'm not against drinking. It's not that I don't drink. It's very, very, very like extremely rarely do I ever drink the stuff. But when Mark did his MMA charity fight, the first one, a few of the lads came to watch Mark, and Mills did get me on a little bit of the old And I didn't really survive that. Just about made it through. So I can imagine.
That's one of the reasons why Beans is so funny. Because we were driving home, just chilling in the car, and like Kieran's drunk. So Kieran's just like just zoning out, like with his like, holding somebody's hand. I can't remember whose. Just holding their hand. Looks out the window. We're just talking. It goes quiet for a second, and Kieran just goes, Beans.
Wipe me out, I reckon. He's done me in.
You should see the videos of him like so excited to eat his kebab in bed, but he's still drunk. So it's like
that's a fun kind of drunk to be.
yeah, Kieran's a good drunk.
This doesn't happen often. This doesn't happen.
That was probably honestly, that was probably the last time. Not that I drank some alcohol, but definitely the last time that I was.
No, it's the last time you're drunk. You've had alcohol, but you've only had like a bottle or two.
A huge drinker either, so I get that.
Do you remember the year?
Years ago, mate. It's just after COVID.
That is a long time.
Yeah, so that is literally like
My latest fight was like 2 years ago, roughly. But then the first one was like just after COVID.
Yeah.
I remember when there was one Christmas went by and everyone at my job were like, "Oh, you're gonna drink?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll see what happens." And then I came in, they're like, "Oh, did you have anything?" I was like, "No." They were like, "Not even one." I was like, "No, they generally just didn't." And they were like, they were all like mind blown by the scenario.
I get that. Again, as someone who doesn't drink a lot either, like when you tell people you can go out and not drink, they're like, "What?" And it's weird. Like, I don't get it.
I know I'm like that.
No, I get it. I guess the final one I think is the most important question on this list here, and I'm going to say you can't say each other because that's too obvious. So, Kieron, I'll come to you first. Who would you choose to be your partner in the zombie apocalypse?
Not true.
No, you're not allowed to pick Mark. It's too obvious.
No, I didn't. Honestly, Mox.
Good partner.
Yeah, and the zombie apocalypse, eh? It's beast. Let me think of stop.
Kieran, I think this is an intel. I feel like a lot of people have said Connor Mills. I'm not saying yes, but I want to say
no.
I remember because Connor Mills would get drunk and die.
I had Will. Is it Will Cross in mind?
Oh,
He's a unit, dude. Have I botched his name? Oh no. Well, I'm dyslexic, so if you laugh at me, you're basically.
What you got to do about it, huh?
All right. I will confess, I'm very bad with names. I don't know anyone's name. I barely know my name. Can't spell my name, that's for sure. Yeah, him then. If I don't botch his name.
Will is a unit.
He's a beast, and he can do silly things. He can do really silly things. I can't even do them, and I'm like nowhere near the size of him. So, yeah, I'll probably just like.
So you're expected to see him like powerbomb, scoop slam some zombie? Is that what
Imagine making like a little bed on his back or something, and just sort of like backpacking myself in.
Just carry you in, like yeah.
He puts you in his rucksack and fucks off.
Mark, what about you? Anyone else?
I like
say the name wrong for me, so I'm not the only bean in this chat.
What, Will Cross?
Precisely. What do you think?
I think David Francisci. I think David Francisci would be rather good.
Yo, that's not even his name, you loser. Oh my god.
I've made a Michael Martin.
It's literally David Francisco, you idiot. How did you get that wrong, you donut?
Ever since I met him, it was Francisci.
Oh, you're so stupid, bro.
Peace.
You would get that wrong.
I think David Francisco, due to the fact of he's very thought out and planned. In and outside the ring majority of the time. He can't he can't even function without a plan. So I feel like he could plan like routes and stuff, and like how to like with saving food, how to like resource stuff properly. He'll whip out his Excel spreadsheet and tell me how to do it.
The balls, mate.
I'm like, David, we've got a leak in the water thing, and he's like, nah, but we're saving that water for thing. No, David, there's a leak in it. We've got no water left. No, is that's going, Mark.
Yeah, no, David is a sheet man. He's got everything written up. That's not a bad shout. He'll be a very good like supervisor, maybe manager sort of thing. If things weren't as crazy and you sort of had a little place to stay and you started to get things going and try to rebuild what was going on, he would probably be very good at managing and supervising that scenario.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll try and keep him alive, but then also I know I'm faster than him. So if like our base had a zombie like rush, I can run faster than him, and he can be bait. He can just like
I say leave him behind. Just be like, no, but I like it. That's smart thinking. I respect that. It's smart thinking. I like it. The well, that brings an end to that feature. But we got one more to go into. But before that, I want to ask you guys again about like a word that you've used a lot during this chat. And Kieron, I'll come to you first because Mark's cam is off again. But like again, we've used the word mug a lot over the course of this chat. But for you, Kieron, like what, like no, I'll come to Kieron first with that because I don't know if you heard me, Mark. But like, yeah, we've used the word mug a lot during this chat. But I want to know from you guys, like whether it's a Brian or whether it's anyone else in British wrestling, like what makes someone a mug? What is a mug to you guys? Kieron, let's go with you first.
If you're not me and you're not Mark, then you're a mug. It's a nice way of calling someone a dickhead, really, if I'm honest. You know, so our PG way of getting around these
no,
things.
it's not even PG anymore, mate. It's so like, and I like. There's one way that I could get to my oldest brother growing up. I could call him any blasphemous word under the sun, and it wouldn't bother him. But if I called him a mug, it'd get under his skin. So I started calling people mugs, and it started to catch on. We're using it as a tag team, and now everybody's a mug. I don't leave the house without seeing one.
There's always one out there. There's
One on the call right now. We're deciding if he's a mug or not by the end of the podcast.
Can you say about Kieron? What are you on about?
During to muck it as well.
Confidence, Kieron. I wouldn't have that, mate.
I didn't hear it. I wasn't listening.
He just called you a mug, mate. He just called you a mug.
No, yeah, you don't. I do not.
I'll stop being silly now.
Prove it.
We will judge your glasses if you start. Don't tongue it.
You can judge my glasses. To be fair, I fucked my glasses up properly, so now it's like leaning, and I can't afford new ones. It's proper bad.
He's got leaning glasses.
Yeah, it's bad. It's not good. That does make me a mug. To be fair,
Leading glasses, bro.
Mate, imagine having glasses anyway. Like
That is true. That is quite fair.
We both don't have glasses, and you.
exactly. I'm the only one with the glasses. I can take them off, but I won't be able to see shit.
You got to see shit anyway, because you can't even see that you're a mug.
No, to be fair, trust me, I can. I can see it. Well, I can see it, Warren. No, I love it. I was gonna say, you know, in terms of that, like in terms of someone making you guys look like mugs, it's quite convenient because we had Gio from Pro Wrestling C-Spire on the chat a little while ago.
Right. Gio, he's not a mug. Gio's not a mug. Yes, Gio. We like Gio. Yeah, Gio's a good man. Gio gets the pass.
Well, that's the thing, you say that though, but then he booked you in that match at the last C-Spire show where you guys got, if I'm honest, a little mugged off by 3 different people. But not mugged off in the sense like you held your own, but they were all ganging up on you. You were getting all the punishment in that match.
That's because they were clearly cheating the whole time. Look at them. All of them came together to come after us because they knew we were a big threat. What can we? As good as we are, we can't. There's only so many numbers we can get.
We got ganged up on.
Yeah.
That's the definition of muggetry. Like they took the crown of mugs that night. Right. And then the referees didn't know. They can't even what? They walked away when we were about to get the win. How dare they?
That's outrageous.
Dare they?
That's distribution.
They found us so threatening. The fact of that, and they were starstruck. Right? Honestly, Medusa complex. Right? Let me get onto them for a minute. They were so starstruck. They had to attack us. All 6 of them.
Yeah.
All of them had to attack us at the same time. How dare they?
Is that right?
Outrageous. That's such a good word for you. That's a big word.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It was a violation. It was very, very unfair of them all to do that. But then, again, I'm thinking if I was in any of their boots, I would probably be extremely intimidated.
No, I'd get us on our side, mate. If I was Shah Samuels, I'd be like, "You boys are cool. Let's do the East together. Let's beat up everybody else. No. How dare he?
Yeah.
How dare he?
I was going to say, although you guys took a beating in that match, like, it must be a good feeling, like, to know that you're that good, that 3 teams had to gang up on you.
Of course. If you know we're good. We know they're good, but that just tickled our egos a little bit more. In our opinion.
I love it. Well, before we end the chat, again, we've dished some dirt on the locker room. Now we're going to get to know a little bit about you guys. This round is more quick fire than the last round. So I'm going to come to each of you individually. I'm going to ask you some questions and you let me know what comes to mind. This feature is called Anatomy of a Pro Wrestler. It's basically what makes you you.
Okay.
So the first one, I wonder if it's beans. The first one is what is your favorite post pinfall pig out? Mark, let's start with you.
What do you mean by post pinfall pig out?
Like you're like your cheat meal, your like treat meal after a show.
I don't think I don't have a treat meal, mate.
Yeah, Mark's diet's horrific. Let's talk about that, Charles.
No, Kieran, we're kind of pushing over time as it is. A pepperoni pizza I do love, or a meat feast run.
Nice, love it.
I do love a meat feast pizza. Get me a fizzy beverage. I love a fizzy drink.
He likes a full fat Coke, as they say.
Yeah.
No, Mountain Dew's beating it, bro. Mountain Dew's so much better. Or if Fruit Shoot if Robinson's got the bloody act together, did a big bottle of Fruit Shoot, it'd be a big bowl of Fruit Shoot.
Mega big bottle. That's what. Yeah.
You're telling me, do you like Fruit Shoots?
I mean, I'll be honest with you, mate. Like, I probably haven't had a Fruit Shoot in like a decade at this point.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm going to tell the jury.
I don't think I've had a fruit shoot in a long time. To be honest.
But you're tagging with me.
But like that's the thing though. That's the thing. Like you say that it's because the bottles are always so tiny. Like if they did bigger bottles, I'd probably have it more often.
Yeah, mental.
That is a fair point. Cheat meal. Oh, so I change all the time, mate. I'm probably useless at these sessions because I don't know.
You had a big phase of donuts though.
That's my saying. I liked donuts for a long time. I could eat a whole box of donuts, but then I was like, I don't like these anymore. Then I moved to like cookies. But honestly, change. Typically, when we come back from shows, there's a kebab shop near us that's pretty good. If we're gonna
Flames, yeah,
Flames. That's pretty nice. See, I do love a good like Nando's or something. If we got time to stop, or a pub, like a good pub to get some like proper food. I do appreciate that. But
Hungry Horse. If we're gonna go to a pub, Hungry Horse is the one that we like to go to.
Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, something like that. I'd say like if we're on the move and we have time, then definitely like I like a pub or something like that, somewhere we can actually go in and get some decent food. Where if we got to come home, it probably ends up being.
Kieran, you know these meant to be quick fire, yeah? You know me to meant to be.
If we're firing slower at this point, it's fine. It's fine. Happy to go for as long as you want. Right. You go. They're not all food questions, but the next one is another food question. It's like the classic. What would your like death row last meal be? Kieran, I'll come to you first on that one.
Oh, so I'm a big boy at heart, to put it nicely. Oh man, I don't know, man.
Go quicker. I'll go quicker. A bowl of beans, a big ass.
Damn.
Do you know like you're baking a cake? You got that big ass mixing bowl. Lob that full of cans of Heinz beans.
Nice.
And a cider. I'll have a cider next to it.
Mate, I tell you what, there's going to be some things where, and like, you have a full big bowl of beans. When they put you on the chair and it starts up, something's going to happen with your stomach at that point.
Again, I'm useless, mate. I could give me a whole buffet. I'll go crazy.
I love, by the way, you only by injection. They don't do electric chair anymore. It'd be
True, yeah, that's true.
I'll tell you what, it's right now I'm massively fucking with sushi. Love all table sushi, and I'm there, man.
Mate, that's two such different meals. Sushi and just a big old bowl of beans. Imagine you guys are going down. Imagine you guys are getting sent to it together, and they deliver both those meals at the same time, and they're like, "What the fuck is that?"
They can be sushi in my beans.
I was thinking the same thing as what I was about to say.
That's great.
I thought let me dip my sushi in a bean bowl.
We're bowling. We're bean bowling.
That is grim. That is grim. The next one. I don't even know if you guys have had one of the next one, because you're still just ridiculously young. But what was your first job?
First job?
That's why you guys have been wrestling for so long, that you've just been wrestling since you were like 12.
What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean you don't know what a job is?
No, as in like, I feel like all you've done as a job is wrestling because I just can't.
What do you mean I don't like? Wait, hold on, one more time. Kieron, we're at the tag team.
I'm sorry.
Paid you this entire time to be my tag team partner. But come on, a podcast. All we have to do is be friends for one podcast.
I've had about 4 or 5 jobs or something like that. My first one, well,
He's a bitch in all of them. He's a bitch in all of them.
exactly, sacked for every single one of them. That's why I've got Marvel. No, so like my first job that was sort of with a mate that I knew was in a gym, but like an official paying job was I did a cleaning job for a bit, just cleaning like what do you call it? This.
Pretty cool. That's pretty classic job, right? That's pretty classic first job.
And now I'm a bin man. That's what I do.
Is it?
Yeah, go see all the mugs in the house, take their little bins, tell them.
To look through like people's trash and decide who the mugs, right? You know from the trash, you'd be like, oh, this guy's a mug.
Well, that's it. I just sort of, open up.
Look, it's the trash man.
Yeah. I look inside their bin and I say, even if it's okay, 100% okay, I just don't take it. I'm not taking that. And then they'll come out, they'll be like, oh, why are you not taking my bin? And I'll be like, because you're a mug, just have a great time. I love getting in arguments. It's great fun. Piss all the residents off. Screw them. I don't get paid enough. I don't get paid enough. Come on now. I'm just thinking about getting my shift done so I can get back training and getting better for wrestling and have a bit of fun while I'm doing it,
Yeah, just benching bins while you're going, just like
Why not?
keeping the recs. Mark, what about you? What was first
I
job?
worked in a coffee shop. That was my first job.
Classic.
Then I've done pretty much a lot of labouring since then, but from different places. I've been a hod carrier. I've been I've worked in kitchens. I've done a whole bunch of things. I am very versed in different job titles.
Please do, very eclectic. Yeah.
I can't sit still, and also brains don't like working properly, so I don't I've had little blips in mental health gimmicks, so jobs ain't helped as much, or jobs are scary, but no, I'm currently part-time doing stuff, just doing whatever I can to get money.
Nice. No, it's fair. I respect it. The next one is next one. It's like, what's your favorite animal?
Chimp.
Nice. It's a good shout. Kieron?
Pretty dog, I'd say. I like a dog, I like capybaras. They're quite cool these days.
Yeah, capybara is crazy. That's a crazy animal. Like, it's like a guinea pig, but like mega juiced up.
Whoa, we don't do juice here. What's that about?
Yeah, I know about that. No, I'm saying the capybara.
No. They're all clean. I bet they're clean. They got that.
We're all clean, unlike Smashing Mike.
That is a joke, by the way, which you're kind of it is. But
And I've got clean genetics. No, you don't, you lying bastard.
social media can't take jokes anymore, I believe.
Okay, I'll stop.
One with everything we say for the most.
Yeah, even without any sort of juice or whatever, like a capybara is probably like, that is the Smashing Mike of like rodents, right? Like just huge, just hench.
Bro, I love it.
I love it. Yeah, we're on the Smashing Mike train.
The next one's what's the movie that you guys would show the locker room?
Oh, I get to show him one.
Yeah, like you're all, for some reason, everyone in the locker room's there like 2 hours before the show starts. And you're like, oh, let's watch this movie. What movie you insisting everyone watch? Kieron's got a smirk on his face like he's thinking something really bad.
Wow, you know me. Come on, I just know what. Me and Mark are awful human beings. We truly are what you see in the ring. So I'm thinking about like what would Mark would say to sort of make me laugh in the car, and I'm like, oh, this is going in a bad direction.
To keep in topic, I'd go Mr. Bean's Holiday. That's what I'd go with.
My bad.
Just to that one. Actually, the one where he almost killed a man with laxatives. I would show him that one. Have you seen that film when he goes to France and he almost?
I've not seen that. Oh, Mr. Bean. Yeah, no, that's Mr. Bean's Holiday, right?
No, Mr. Bean's Holiday is when he wins a prize at the beginning of the film to go on holiday.
Right.
And he gets he gets away, not gets away with it, but he gets there and he gets lost to pretty much and with a kid, and they get stuck.
You were talking about a film when Mr. Bean goes, or the guy who plays Mr. Bean.
Yeah, Rowan Atkinson. Well, the film about Mr. Bean is there's the Mona Lisa, and he fucks it, and he tries to fix it, but he doesn't. But he had to get past the security guard at this one point.
All right.
And it to get past the security guard
Gets flipped off. He gets flipped off, and he thinks it means like sort of hello.
in that film, he almost kills a man with laxatives.
I legit do not remember. I've seen that film. I mean, it's been a while. Again, it's been probably over a decade.
It's also the film where he's in the airport. He's in the airport pretending to be the policeman, pretending to have a gun. And then the policeman looks at him and he goes, and then he gets chased around the airport thinking he has a gun. So they're like, bring out your gun. When he finally gets caught and he's like,
Right. I tell you what, next podcast, next time we have you guys on, it's just going to be Mark reenacting the entire Mr. Bean's holiday. Okay. one person show.
I'll study. I study.
Do you have an answer that is acceptable to say?
yeah, Kieran's sporting the striped pajamas.
Oh my goodness! You know that was what was in my mind. This was my, and I'm not just saying this, right? I'm not just saying this. I would when I was smiling earlier, I was like, what would Mark say in the car to get a little pop out of me? That's what was in my head. I love cars. I like cars.
Oh, cars are big, but yeah.
Oh, fine though, Kieran. We've had this.
One, you know the score, you know the drill. Come on now.
Yes.
Are we talking the original? We're talking cars too. Just
Right.
I like
1 second. What is your thoughts on Cars 2? Because I think it's run.
me.
Yes.
Cars 2 is all right, but it's not Cars. It's not the original.
See.
Like,
What do you mean, see, you bastard? You said it's. He ain't it. You said it.
The original Cars is always superior.
It's one of the worst rated Pixar films. We discussed this.
Yeah, Cars 2 is one of the most low.
Oh, yeah, Cars 2 might be the worst. But no, there's.
But I told you donut. You're throwing.
You know, I'm saying that a personal opinion, I like Cars 2. Oh, because it's about Mater and not about Lightning McQueen, right? It is good. I enjoy it. He's in the eye of beholder, sir.
That's true.
You're the human version of this mannequin, bruv. Plain, boring, basic. I had the spice to your life, sir. The spice. The beans to Kieron Lacey's Mark Trew, right?
I would try to bring you in, but the bin's too awkward of a shape to carry onto the camera.
No, it's not, actually. Right.
Alright. I confirm Mark does know what my bin looks like.
I can't believe you split Trew Lacey here over cars.
Yeah, you can split us up over anything, really.
Mate, we've had some heated debates about this scenario many times.
It's a relationship that's hanging by a thread.
Kieran's kicked me out of the car because I said Cars 2 is better than Cars 1, and he kicked me out. And I had to apologise and had this debate over Cars 2.
Was that many heated discussions? Many.
So it's Mark, I'll be honest, like, whilst I don't prefer it, I respect that you stick to your guns so avidly. I respect that.
Yeah, of course. I don't mind walking to Manchester to get to prove that Cars 2 is better than Cars 1.
If you have to, yeah, as long as it doesn't mean admitting Cars 1 is better than Cars 2, you will do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, actually, Cars 1 is better than Cars 2. What do you think about Turbo? Have you seen Turbo?
I've not seen
Back
that.
nose. Oh, Kieran likes that film. I know Kieran likes Turbo.
It was okay. I don't remember hating it, but it's not one I'm going to go bang on about.
Pixar do some good stuff though overall. Like Pixar.
So what's your favourite Pixar film then?
It's Pixar, isn't it? You know that one that came out a couple of years ago as Soul?
Oh yeah, Disney Pixar, yeah.
No, yeah, like the jazz one. Yeah.
Yeah. That's your favourite.
Yeah, I think so.
That's your favourite.
I think
Monsters. Getting over Monsters Inc. and then all that.
Monsters Inc. is close. Like again, Monsters Inc. is better than Monsters University. Monsters Inc. is probably like in the top.
I love Monster University.
The heated debate. I think Monster Inc. is superior to the University, and Mark's thinks the other one's better. This is another
I didn't
argument.
say it's better. I said I like people shat on it saying it's rubbish when it's not rubbish. It's good. You guys are just not seeing it from a different aspect.
It's like so like there are films in there. There are certain films that I say are better films, but I might prefer another film. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, but so I get that.
But Kieran don't get that. I'm saying, like, it's like having AJ Styles, right, from TNA, and then AJ Styles from WWE.
Yeah.
They're the same person, but two different stories, so to speak. Same avenue. It's like book 1 and book 2. Like, why are you comparing it? It's just two different stories. They both can be good, or they both are great.
They can. Also, to be fair, Monsters University is not really a sequel; it's a prequel. So, like, technically, Monsters Inc. is the second film.
Yes.
Like, you know.
If you want to look at it that route.
Yeah.
I think in mug cool, that's pretty bad to say that. He's mugging himself off here, I think.
Kieran, it's like this is like the Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan reffing the same match type gimmick, bro. Right now, we've both got two different verdicts, bro.
And well, I look forward to you guys coming to a decision near the end. We are near the end of the podcast, so I look forward to that decision being made. Like the next one, going off again, I didn't know movies was such a hot topic. This is another just future podcast, just full hour, all movies.
Yeah,
right.
Me and Kieran are very diverse in the interests that we have. I'm not the biggest movie nerd. It's just that I was raised on Disney. That the films that I like the films that I can sit there and actually watch at Disney. I find it real hard to watch TV shows. I find it real hard to watch random movies like people suggest to me because I ain't got no personal connection to them.
No, I get it. I feel the thing. Like, yeah, you want the movies you're connected to, right? That's the ones you watch, and that's why you got the connection.
I love the Planet of the Apes films. They're really fun.
Yeah,
Enjoy them.
Yeah. I like that.
Did you watch the newest one?
I haven't watched the newest one.
Have you got Disney Plus?
Yes.
It's on there.
Is it? All right, I'll give it a watch and let you know. I'll let you know. The next one just becomes the end. The next one on this list is a nice one. It's your favorite place in the world.
Favorite place. I don't know because that'll make me a mug. I can't.
It can be like anywhere. Like again, Scotty Rourke said it was his bed. Like we've had people say whole countries. Like you know.
Cyprus was lovely. When I went to Cyprus, that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But then it's a weird one because then at the same time, it's like if I was in Cyprus, wrestling just isn't going to be the one. Being in this country, I personally think being in England is just a phenomenal place to grow as a wrestler and the amount of shows we have and different level of shows we have. And the talent pool is just immensely insane. So yeah, I think this is a great spot to be in for professional wrestling for sure. If I wasn't wrestling and just chilling out, where I've been, to keep in mind, I haven't been too many places, but yeah, Cyprus would be one that if I was to be like relaxing and calling it a day and not having any money issues or having to do any big boy things, then yeah, probably Cyprus.
Nice, I like it. Mark?
I don't have one. No, I don't feel content anywhere, to be completely honest. Life can end tomorrow, and I ain't got no choice in the matter.
That's a very open way of looking at it.
My favorite place to be, I don't know. It's just alone.
The ring.
No, because then I have to have somebody there.
Fair play.
Yeah. I'd laugh. Like, no, because I can bounce around a ring for so long. I've got my own ring, but still, that don't content with me. I want to I'll just say by myself. My favorite place to be is by myself, so I can deal with my emotions and like play with whatever. Because I'm not all right mentally, as you can tell.
I respect it. I respect
it. To be in my film, like one of my films of choice.
And that was it, was it? That was the thing that showed it.
Yeah, I feel like everybody else will agree if I like cars too, I'm a bit of a wrong one. But I'm already am anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, mate, but we love you anyway. The final question on this list is it's the opposite of the favorite place in the world. It's like, what would be your dream holiday destination?
I don't have one.
Nah?
I don't like holidays. I don't like the idea of holidays.
No, swear.
Mark's scared of planes. I have to like hold his hand and walk it.
I get it. Planes are terrifying.
Walk it on.
It could be you're there for him. I respect again, like.
This is why I'm terrible at these questions because every time people ask me, I'm like, I don't really know. I'm just all, that's okay, or that's all right, or whatever. We're going to Japan. Let's say Japan. Let's
Yeah, you got again. You're going out there. It's going to be wrestling. There'll be a little bit of a holiday as well, right? You'll enjoy yourselves. It'll be good. Like it's both in one.
That's it. Let's do
Yeah, I
it.
love it. I love it. Well, before we that's it. So this sorry, I lost my train of thought there because I was trying to find the final question on my phone because we got a closing tradition here on the podcast. It's been great to have you on. We've got a closing tradition here on the podcast where our last guest leaves a question for our next guest. You know, who would you last? That's the thing. They don't know who they've left it for. You're not allowed to know who left it for you. So it's completely out of context. It's
Rio was their last guest. I remember seeing it on his announced.
So sometimes I film out of order. Like they don't even. Yeah. So just I mean it might be Gio, but I don't always film in order, so it might not be. There might have been someone else before that. But
Fair enough.
And we were booked in rather spontaneously.
most of mine are, to be fair. They're mainly booked in like on a couple of days' notice, and you're like, "You free?" Yeah, and then we'll do it.
Okay, fair.
But so yeah, like this has been left to you with zero context of who's left it, so you can't even think about what the person was meaning when they said it.
They don't know who they left. No, they don't know.
No, they don't know. They don't know that you guys were coming on, so they have no idea.
That's cool.
And this is a really fucking random question. Like this is a really odd question. This might be the most bizarre question we've ever been left because I'm not even sure how it is. Right,
I'm excited.
this is your question is: when the bus driver gets off the bus, who shuts the door?
It's the buttons, bruv. It's the bus driver. What sort of stupid? What kind of mug asked that question? Like stupid. That's like a Muppet question I've ever heard. It is like little buttons. The bus. It's his job. He closes it up.
Excuse me about the question.
Saying when I'm in my car, when I get out, when the driver gets out the car, who closes it? What sort of stupid question is that?
It's weird.
But that is failing mug court, mate. I'm telling you, he's gone, finished.
Oh, definition. They're the definition of mug.
It was a weird one because I was like, is there something that I'm missing, like that I'm not getting on this question?
There's also a button on the outside of the bus so you can get in via that way.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They could, yeah.
And I was like, is that right? Like, I knew that was right, but I was fine.
Buses don't. They might terminate at a place that you see, but they usually go to a bus station, so they get stored there. So then doors might just stay open. The doors might never close.
Maybe that's it. Maybe yeah, they lock up and they just leave the doors. No, they obviously lock them up. It'd be the same.
The bus door, right? They can't keep them open.
What happens when my driver takes the truck back? Who closes it? You know what I mean? Like, come on now. It's like he's asking silly questions.
It's a weird one. It's a weird one. But there we go. I'm glad we obviously got it sorted because it did seem pretty obvious. But I'll get your guys' question for our next guest after we finish recording. But that brings us to the end of the podcast. That brings us to the end of recording. And Kieran,
You know what that means.
oh yes, sorry,
Kieran,
yes,
look to your left. We need to decide if he's a mug or not.
I decided earlier on, to be honest. I already pulled the trigger.
So to the judge and the jury, give me a second.
We'll have to count down on 3, Mark, and we'll say it at the same time.
I was gonna say, what's happening? I'm scared now. I'm scared. I'm really scared for this judgment now.
Are you sure that's your decision? Are you sure, the jury? Remember, he took the time of his day to let us on his podcast.
Wrap it up. Come on. Wrap it up.
Okay, cheers. Cheers.
Should we share it down? Should we count down at the same time? We'll say mug if he's a mug, and we'll just say nothing if he's not a mug, I suppose.
Bye.
Right. What's the score? What's the countdown? When we going? So we know we're on the same. Now you got to count down, son. That's like.
Well, that's what I'm.
So we're gonna say it on 1, or what's the score?
3, 2, 1. You had a bastard. As soon as you said you had wonky goggles, I knew you were up.
Yeah. No.
So wonky goggles for me. You might like cards too. You might agree with our beans.
The judges hit it.
Mate, I'm devastated. I'm devastated. But I respect the verdict of the jury.
Keep crying. You better keep crying.
Trust me. As soon as the cameras go off, I'm gonna be in tears, mate. It's gonna be flat.
I'm gonna drink them with my bowl of beans, my cider, and Grapple Theory's tears. I'm happy.
And that is it. And that I can't think of a better way to end the recording than that.
The old He needs some water for that burn, Mark. That's how burnt up he is right now.
Oh, mate. Oh, well, wonderful. Well, not wonderful. I'm devastated. But again, I respect your opinion, guys. I thank you so much for coming on. Even though it wasn't the outcome I wanted, I thank you for coming on. I do appreciate you guys taking some time.
Suppose. No, we appreciate it. So thank you for letting us on and tell you that you're a mug to your face. But
I'll take it as a badge of honor. I'll get a badge for it as well. You should get.
you can buy armbands from the shaves.
Yeah, I will do. I'll make. This is official.
I mean, I don't know how long we'll be talking for, but it was worth it for being able to say that at the end. That's really fulfilled my year, probably.
Oh, mate.
Get your mug armbands at the local merch stand. DM us if you want one sent to you.
What's it stand for when you wear it, Mark? What's it stand for? Come on.
Marvelous, unique.
Yeah. There. No, I love it. I love it. And Kieron as well. Like, I'm glad that could be a highlight of your year. Like, again, you guys are going to Japan, so calling me a mug is a highlight of your year. Then I'm truly blessed.
You should be. That was that really generally made my day.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad. And I thank you guys again for coming on. We've got a closing tradition here on the podcast where our guests have the final word. And I couldn't have the final word above you guys. So I'll go to you each individually. Kieron, I'll start with you. But if anyone sees you guys at a show near them, on a match card, on social media, you're near them, they want to come to a show, they come to a show and they check you guys out, why are Mark Trew and Kieron Lacey going to steal the show?
Do we talk to most Mug?
Oh yeah, we don't talk to mugs. We don't understand them. So can you repeat that one more time, please?
You don't understand the question, you muppet.
Can you repeat that question one more time, please?
Of course. Why are Mark Trew and Kieron Lacey going to steal the show?
Any mug that's there, we're going to slap them up, throw them about. Honestly, to be honest, why do you want to see us? You probably don't, because we're going to upset you. We're going to call you some names. You're all going to cry about it. You're going to call us mugs. And we've me what time. I'll tell you what I will say. When you see us at a show, do not come talk to us. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to those Muppets. I ain't got time for these mugs. That's what I would say. We're there to make money.
Kieron, did you get a translator then? Because I still don't understand him.
Got to answer the mug sometimes, son.
No, I actually generally didn't understand him. So, Kieron, can you tell me the question that he asked us?
No.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Unbelievable.
So we will end this. I am Mark Trew. That's Kieron Lacey. This has been Grapple Theory. Check us out our local shows. We've got one Rayleigh next week. We've got one in Chelmsford this weekend. And that's before we go to Japan. And you better go on Wrestle Universe to go and watch us for Progress and Noah. So I'm Mark Trew. That's Kieron Lacey. And we'll see you all next time.